Nobody can take away my Lord. Nobody can take away my Lord.
28 minutes on to 7 o'clock. This is where we say good morning to you, Grenada, Carrier, Copidi, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world, the diaspora. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we this morning? Hope we're doing fine. Yep. It's overcast on the outside. Just had a peek on the outside. It's well overcast. And it seems as though we are going to get some rain. So if you've got to go out there, be prepared. Holy Spirit, take my soul. It's Wednesday, the 15th day of January. Eulyn Alexander, Mary Ebanks, Jillian McIntyre. Good morning. It's a good day to have a good day. Yeah. For some reason, January is going fast. It's already 15th. Nice. How has the new year progressed for you thus far? Huh? All right, it's now time for us to head into the word of the day. That word of the day today, that word is ephemeral. Ephemeral. E-P-H-E-M-E-R-A-L. Ephemeral. And it means lasting for a short time. Ladies, do you know something that lasts for a short time? Hey, take your mind from there. I'm talking about money is in your wallet or your purse. Here's how we can use that word in a sentence. It says, the happiness from the surprise was ephemeral but sweet. It was short but sweet. Yeah. And that was your word of the day. Coming up, we've got the motivational tip of the day. Good morning, Nadisha and all the folks inside of Cafe and surrounding areas. The Sandersons, good morning. My brethren Debbie, good morning. Howdy do? All is well, right? Scott Olive, good morning. Everest, what's up? Nice. The motivational tip of the day is up next. Nadisha. If you let your happiness be dependent on someone else, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, your boss, your neighbor, happiness is personal. Now, these factors and these influences might be able to influence your happiness a bit, but real happiness comes from within. That peace of mind. Yeah, when you know that the Lord has your back. With Jesus in the vessel, you can smile at the storm. Yeah. The nutritional health tip is up next.
Follow these steps and you'll be fine. Drink lots of water. Today's in-season featured local fruit is guava. The fruit and leaves of the guava plant are both filled with nutritional compounds that can be used to alleviate many health conditions in men. Research suggests that the guava, which contains high levels of the plant pigment lycopene, which is also found in tomatoes and watermelon, has strong antioxidant properties and has been shown to lower the risk of benign prostatic hyperplasia or enlarged prostate. Additionally, high levels of lycopene have been associated with reducing the risk and the potential to suppress the progression of prostate cancer. This fruit may also be used to support fertility and heart and bone health. The fruit is also rich in vitamin C, potassium, and fiber. Apart from its benefits in alleviating the effects of prostate cancer, guavas, when eaten, can also aid in alleviating other illnesses which affect men, such as the common cold, supports heart health, supports eye health, improves digestion and skin conditions. It is important to note that too much guava should not be consumed if you have digestive problems that include constipation, bloating, cramps, or watery stools. The leaves of the guava plant are also great for balancing blood glucose levels, lowering blood pressure, and preventing tooth decay by destroying harmful germs in the mouth. It can also help in weight loss and can be a great treatment for diarrhea. Guavas are most commonly eaten raw, but do make delicious juices and drinks. It can be made into jams and marmalades and added to baked goods. The leaves can also be eaten raw as well, or steeped in hot water and consumed as tea. Visit our TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and website during the month of June for more information on issues surrounding men's health. Until next time, the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council reminds you to look, eat, and feel well.
Ring a bell? Yes, to keep the body working.
Okay, I do apologize for the quality of that clip there, right? Yeah. This thing called technology, sometimes it aids you, sometimes it impedes you. Yeah. Nonetheless, it is what it is. 21 minutes onto the 7 o'clock on this good-looking Wednesday. Good morning, Miss Remy. On the rockin' beat, how you doing? Hope you're doing fine, yeah? Kensta and family, that's KJ, right? Yeah, good morning to you and the wifey and the entire home circle. Craig and Kenyon and can't remember the little boy's name. Nakita, good morning. Good morning, my good friend Supreme. Calypsonian brethren Supreme, how you doing, bro? And all the folks inside of Beaton. La Femme, good morning. Brother Finn and family, good morning to you. Nice. I can only imagine how much Yulin is dancing at this time, yeah? Yulin, I know that's your favorite track, right? Fashida Gibbs, good morning. Spice Queen, how you doing? Monica Merose Williams, how you doing? Samuel Caesar, he says, grace and peace from East Flatbush, Brooklyn, New York. Great program, Mr. Joseph, thank you. Judy Lewis, good morning to all. Have a blessed day. Cicely Blackman, good morning. Jennifer Lawrence, good morning. Kathy and Adams and all those of you out there in Florida, good morning. Good morning, Erlin. How do you do?
As I journey to this distant land, guide my steps away from temptation. Cause in my heart I know the flesh is weak. So let wisdom be the things I see. Let the birds and the steps sing.
All right, I want to read this quote from my good friend. It says, good morning. God's plan is always the best. Sometimes the process is painful and hard, but don't forget that when God is silent, He is doing something great for you. So trust Him. Do good deeds. Work hard. Let me get this right. Work hard and leave everything in God's hands. It's Wednesday. All right, and Wednesday blessings. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. That's Matthew 11:28. God's blessing to all. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Nice. What's buzzing this morning? Let's see what's buzzing. Buzzing. All right. Okay. All right. The NNP leadership transition almost seamless. So said this General Secretary of the party. The hybrid telecommunications upgrade to TAM-CC. We also hear that. Cocoa farmers. Good morning, Culture man. Increased prices for cocoa. That sounds nice. Yeah. In the region, more than 1 million Haitians displaced due to gang violence. Internationally, France's new prime minister announces renegotiation of contested pension reforms. And in sports, Paris Olympic athletes seek medal replacements over defects. Those are the buzzing stories. We'll have these and more in the AM edition of news, which comes up shortly. Saying good morning to Dorian and family, man. I know you're a strong, tough cookie. In your moment of bereavement, be strong to you and for you and the family, all right? Finba Thomas, good morning. Blessed morning, brother. Blessed Grenada. Michelle Burnett, good morning. Michelle Daniel, we have a lot of Michelles, man. Those of you in Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Turks and Caicos, wherever you might be hearing us at this time, so happy to have you on board with us. I do this for you, right? Everything I do for you. All right, folks, the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather is up next.
So it begins, a journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
This is the GBN Morning News for today, Wednesday, January 15th, 2025. Coming up in the news, NNP leadership transition almost seamless. Hybrid telecommunications upgrade to TAM-CC. Increased price for cocoa. In the region, more than 1 million Haitians displaced due to gang violence. Internationally, France's new prime minister announces renegotiation of contested pension reforms. And in sports, Paris Olympic athletes seek medal replacements over defects. We've got the details to this and more after these messages.
At Ariza, we find ways to celebrate you. Little wins or bigger ones. Working hard and staying on track. Meet your needs while saving for your dreams with our Chairs to You loan. Get up to $50,000, repayable in up to 10 years, and benefit from a lump sum saving when the loan is repaid. Live those dreams. Follow those steps. Take that leap of faith or invest in yourself. Make a toast. Lift a glass. Cheers to you. Join today and apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom. Your future.
Share the great taste of Grace Foods.
Quality nutrition from generation to generation.
The goodness of Grace Foods.
Bringing good taste to life.
Good morning. With the news, I am Gordon Joseph. The new National Party members have well received its new party's leader, Emmeline Pierre, and the transition process is going almost seamless. Those were the words coming from the General Secretary of the NNP, Roland Bowler, as he provided an update on the atmosphere within the party since its general convention.
I would want to use the word seamless, but I think I need to put almost in front of it, because with everything that you do, there are sometimes little kinks here and there, little things that you did not see, you didn't cater for, that can bring some level of discomfort sometimes to people who are involved. But in a general sense, there has been no major upheavals. The people of the party have not acted in any way to suggest to us that they are displeased or they are unhappy with the transition. So far, the commendations have been coming in, as much as I know. There have been a lot of congratulatory messages. There have been a lot of messages of people saying, look, whatever it is that I can do, please let me know. I'm willing to help. I'm willing to step on board. There are those who say, look, I won't be in the forefront. I don't want to be a member of any committee or anything, but I'm there as a silent supporter, and I'll do what I can quietly to ensure that the party regains the kind of prominence that it once had, and most importantly, work together with those at the end to see that we become successful in any election to come.
Bowler said the change in leadership of the party has in turn changed the energy amongst the members.
I think it has brought a slight relief, and the people around in the immediate, those who you can see, those who you interact with almost on a daily basis, you can feel that they have a lift in their energy and their hopes for the future. Not that Dr. Mitchell was not bringing hope, he was, but most times when there's something new, there's that new outfit in the closet. When the time is coming close for you to wear it, you feel a certain level of pride and lift, because it's something new and you want to see how it will go. There is some apprehension in some of our people too. There are those who still have their little doubts, and they are in a sort of let's wait and see attitude. Let us not rejoice or think that so much would happen, so much changes would come so early. But let's give us some time. Let's test the waters in that kind of way. But in a general sense, yes, things are going forward. I believe with a lot more energy in it.
Ms. Emmeline Pierre served as the party's public relations officer before her elevation. The NNP's December 15th, 2024 convention was overdue by approximately 2 years, and it was led by Dr. Keith Mitchell since the 1989 convention, when he was elected to lead the party, taking over from the late Herbert Blaze, the party's first leader. Mitchell now serves as chairman of the party, and Gregory Bowen, who served as the deputy political leader, now serves as the deputy chairman of the party. As of January 6, 2025, cocoa farmers in Grenada began receiving increased prices for cocoa beans. A notice published in the 10th January edition of the government's Gazette said the Cocoa Board decided to increase the price on January 3, 2025. Wet cocoa increased by 75 cents from $1.75 EC to $2.50 per pound, while dried cocoa increased by $1.90 from $4.35 to $6.25 per pound. As of January 6, 2025, the global price for cocoa was US $10.32, which is a 30.73% increase from the previous month and a 145.2% increase from the previous year. The 2024 media review said that the production of cocoa declined by 17.6%. The decline in production was attributed to the drought condition and other adverse weather, labor shortages, and the high cost of inputs such as fertilizer, feed, and chemicals, and also a limited access to farmlands. The National Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, the NTRC, in partnership with the T.A. Marischal Community College, will host a handover ceremony for the hybrid telecommunications upgrade to T.A. Marischal Community College project on Thursday, January 17th, 2025. The ceremony will be held at the Tourism and Hospitality Hall at the college. Key speakers at the event will include the Minister for Education, Senator David Andrew, representatives from the NTRC, T.A. Marischal Community College, and the contractor, Affordable Island Communications, Inc. The ceremony will mark the official handover of upgraded equipment to the college, which has transformed 20 classrooms across the Tanton and St. Patrick's campuses into e-learning and long-distance learning spaces. These upgrades include enhanced online course access for students, an upgraded library with additional support devices, and expanded wireless internet access across the Tanton campus to provide comprehensive infrastructure for distance and online learning. That concludes the local segment of news. Stay with us. The regional and international developments are straight ahead. Turning our attention now to the region, Jamaicans are being reminded that the ban on the distribution and use of single-use plastic food containers took effect on January 9th. As a result, items made from polyethylene, polypropylene, or polylactic acid are now prohibited. The restriction prohibits the importation, distribution, manufacturing, and sale of food boxes made wholly or partially from these materials. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Matthew Samuda, expressed confidence that the 6-month period leading up to the ban allowed for adequate consultation and sensitization with private sector stakeholders and relevant regulatory authorities, ensuring a smooth transition. Mr. Matthew Samuda emphasized that the Jamaican government's policy on single-use plastics is being actively pursued to protect public health and the environment. The number of Haitians fleeing their homes due to gang violence has tripled over the past year, surpassing 1 million people, according to the United Nations. Haiti, already plagued by decades of political instability, has seen the situation worsen in recent years as gangs have gained strength, further exacerbating the crisis. The latest data from the UN's International Organization for Migration, IOM, reveals that 1,041,000 people, many of whom have been displaced multiple times, are enduring the hardships of an escalating humanitarian crisis. IOM spokesman Kennedy Okoth Amandi reported that in December 2023, around 315,000 people were displaced due to gang violence in Haiti. 1 year since then, we have seen the number tripled to over 1 million people who have now been displaced because of gang violence in Haiti, he told reporters. Looking further afield, the new Prime Minister of France has announced he will renegotiate the contested plan to raise the age of retirement in the country in a bid to stabilize his government and pass a budget. Francois Bayrou, during his first address to lawmakers at the National Assembly on Tuesday, said he is choosing to put this subject back on the agenda with the social partners for a short time and under transparent conditions. Bayrou, who was appointed last month after his predecessor's government fell, pledged to pursue a new path of reform as long as an approved budget can guarantee financing and the financial balance of the pension system is maintained. And finally, Brazilian authorities have expressed serious concerns over a recent announcement by the social media giant Meta that they will ease their policies restricting incendiary speech and fact-checking. In a statement on Tuesday, the Brazilian Attorney General's office said that it would ask for more information from Meta, adding that the policy change may not comply with Brazilian law. The office said in a statement, some aspects contained in the Meta document cause serious concerns. The changes now reported by Meta are not in line with Brazilian legislation and are not sufficient to protect the fundamental rights of citizens. Last week, Meta, which owns platforms like Facebook and Instagram, scrapped a third-party fact-checking program on the basis that it had become a tool to censor. That's the regional and international news. The sporting highlights are straight ahead. All right, good morning, sporting fans. Some of the medals from the Paris Olympics seem to be quickly losing their shine. The French Mint told the Associated Press on Tuesday that it is replacing a number of medals from the 2024 Paris Games and Paralympics after athletes complained that they have already deteriorated, with some posting pictures on social media. The Monnaie de Paris declined to say how many medals have been returned, but French website La Lettre put the number at over 100. Contacted by the Associated Press, the French Olympic Committee and the IOC also would not reveal figures. In total, the French Mint produced 5,084 medals for the Paris Olympic and Paralympic Games. Parisian jewelry house Chamet designed the medals, which were part of the Games' lasting legacy. A hexagonal, polished chunk of iron taken from the iconic Eiffel Tower was embedded in each gold, silver, and bronze medal. But concerns about the quality emerged before the Games had even ended last summer, when American skateboarder Nigel Houston posted a video showing how quickly his bronze medal had deteriorated. Many other athletes have since also complained. French swimmers Johan Endio Borod and Clément Sechy recently posted images of their medals on social media, describing them as looking like a crocodile skin or dating back to 1924. Stan Wawrinka suffered a third straight first-round exit from the Australian Open after being beaten over 4 sets by Italian Lorenzo Sonega on Tuesday. Wawrinka, who won the 2014 edition of the tournament against Rafael Nadal, was outplayed by his opponent, losing 6-4, 5-7, 7-5, 7-5 in an over 3-hour-long encounter. Sonego hit the front early on, winning a love game against Wawrinka's serve to earn a break before closing out the opening set in just 33 minutes. Wawrinka, who entered the Australian Open as the tournament's oldest player, showed no signs of his age as he rallied back in the second, converting set points at the fourth attempt. The decisive moment in the 11th game of the third game went in favor of Sonego, who produced an outrageous behind-back winner to earn a break point before edging in front. But Wawrinka looked set to take the encounter to a decider after racing into a 40-love lead against the serve in the fourth set, but he was unable to grasp that opportunity. Sonego somehow managed to serve 3 set points before serving out the match with a love game to reach the second round at Melbourne Park for the 6th time. That's the sport. We'll have more sports for you in our luncheon edition of News, Sports and the Weather. Nonetheless, the weather forecast is up next. And folks, for the latest weather forecast, we join forecaster Jonathan Price at the Met Office of the MBIA. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning to you and good morning, listeners. Here is the weather for today, Wednesday the 15th of January 2025, as recorded at the Mount Bishop International Airport. It is currently cloudy with showers in the vicinity. The winds are variable at 2 knots. Barometric pressure is 1013.5 millibars, which is above normal and rising. Present temperature is 23.1 degrees Celsius and relative humidity 94%. Yesterday's maximum was 30.4 degrees Celsius and the minimum last night 24 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, 1.2 millimeters of rainfall was recorded, which brings the total for the month so far to 52.5 millimeters. And now for the public forecast for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique Valley for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy with brief isolated morning and nighttime showers. Today's maximum will be 30.5 degrees Celsius with winds northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas will be moderate at waves 5 to 7 feet in northerly swells, hence a small craft advisory is in effect. Low tide will be at 10:45 a.m. and high tide at 4:30 p.m. Sunset will be at 5:45 and sunrise at 6:20. Just to repeat the public forecast for today and tonight, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy with brief isolated morning and nighttime showers. And once again, a small craft advisory is in effect. From the forecasters at Mount Bishop International Airport, I'm Jonathan Price. Have a great week.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. Have a great day yourself. Folks, the weather forecast came to you with the kind compliments of Rennick and Thompson Company Limited.
Get money where you are, almost anywhere you are, send money over with Western Union.
This is Whoa, oh, oh, oh. This is Whoa. Is Western Union. Send to your friends and your family. With Western Union, we're moving money. No matter where you are, you will never fall.
Get money where you are, almost anywhere you are, send money over.
Move it for better.
Western Union, moving money for better.
Four minutes gone past 7 o'clock. To end the news, a recap of the headlines. Locally, the NNP leadership transition almost seamless. Hybrid telecommunications upgrade to TAM-CC. Increased prices for cocoa beans. In the region, more than 1 million Haitians displaced due to gang violence. Internationally, France's new prime minister announces renegotiation of contested pension reforms. And in sports, Paris Olympic athletes seek medal replacements over defects. Now, that has been the morning edition of news for today, Wednesday, January 15th, 2025. On behalf of the entire news department, I am Gordon Joseph, thanking you for listening, wishing you a productive day, and extending the invitation to you to stick and stay with the network, because we are with you anywhere and everywhere.
Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sun Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada and St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Are you looking for a reliable, affordable, and customer-friendly pharmacy? Look no further than Hills and Valley Pharmacy, the nation's leading healthcare products and services provider. We are committed to serving you at convenient locations. Find an extensive and affordable selection of prescription and over-the-counter drugs and medical supplies at Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, Jubilee Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, near the bus terminal, and Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George. Our committed team is always available to offer valuable assistance for managing your health and wellness. Discover the additional benefits of our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street and our Medcare Center on Grenville Street, where we provide in-house physiotherapy, massage therapy, doctor consultations, and eye care services. Our commitment is to satisfy all your healthcare needs, including competitive prices, loyalty rewards, and special discounts for seniors. Contact us at 435-6904 and WhatsApp 535-4734. Choose Hills and Valley Pharmacy. Remember, your health is our business.
If you're 50 years and over or turning 50 in 2024, our 50-plus car insurance is perfect for you. It's loaded with free benefits like loss of use, special perils, and windscreen cover up to $2,500. Getting to 50 is filled with ups and downs. Let's celebrate these moments together and look forward to 50 more. Call Beacon Insurance at 440-4447 or log on to beacongrenada.com to get a free quote today. Special conditions apply.
Coming up, these chefs and mixologists produce their creative best for their biggest party yet. This steel band has been making a difference for over 40 years. An island filled with beauty, a vibrant culture, and an iconic natural attraction. Now, where can this be? It's all next on this station.
It's clearly documented that we have been having, as a planet, an increasing incidence of cancers. So remember, cancer is a genetic disease.
When you now look at somebody's DNA or their genetics, it can tell you everything about a person. So what we use next generation sequencing to do in particular is to look at hereditary cases of diseases.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
All right, it's 10 minutes after 7 o'clock. Good morning and welcome to the conversation this morning. Currently, we do not have any in-house guest, so you are my guest this morning, and it gives us an opportunity to have a dialogue. I want to say good morning also before I go any further. I got so busy yesterday that I forgot to say good morning to my good friends, the Andrews out there from Andrews Construction in Clarkscourt Bay. Good morning to you all. Hope you all are doing fine. I hope the new year is doing great for you all, and I'm so thankful for folks like you, very, very supportive people. Good morning. God continue to bless you all. All right, there are a number of issues here that I'd like to just throw out. And of course, how I do this is by interacting with folks after the program. Once I get my myself checked and so forth, I'm not experiencing the best of health as you, so I have to always make sure that I'm on the on the P's and Q's. But nonetheless, I interact with folks and get to know what's bubbling, what's buzzing, and there's a plethora of conversations that can be had. One of them is Some concerns have been raised about the folks who do the road repairs, all right? Do the road repairs. They just do the patches and so forth where there's a bad piece of road. And there is some concern as it relates to the level of employment. You know, it was, I mean, and I'm speaking, if I'm not speaking the truth, then I'm not speaking the truth after one of the persons who is involved. All right, sometimes he said sometimes 3 fortnights, no monies. Or if there are a number of fortnights inside, that's how they term it. We have 3 fortnights inside, but we get paid for 1. And one of the concerns was that these people, because of the fact that they're still under the short-term contracts, they cannot access financing from the financial institutions. This is something that I really wish that these people can be regularized, because whether they're and they've been doing it for years. So if the financial institutions will not recognize their pay because it's not it's not consistent, one, and it's not permanent. Okay, so usually when you go for a loan facility, they want a letter of employment. Now, that's a problem. All right. Another thing that is buzzing around is people are very concerned, and maybe rightfully so, with the current delegation of people, the Prime Minister and his team in China. People are concerned with the outbreak of that, whatever virus that is in China. They are wondering if this visit could have been postponed, or, like I said, these are not my thoughts. All right, these are thoughts that came from the folks. So I'd like to hear from you. However, if there's anything buzzing that you want to bring to the fore, this is your opportunity to do just that. 435-2041. Good morning. And of course, we go through the telephone line right away. Good morning, caller.
A person, good morning. I would like to make a correction, and that correction concerning with NNP. No, when that party came with Mr. Blaze at the helm, it was the TNP, the New National Party. Then when the Honorable Keith Mitchell took over, it became NNP. And this is the correction I'd like to make. If you do research, you see what I'm saying is true. Thank you.
You're most welcome, bro. Yes, you are correct. Under Herbert Blaze, it was the National Party. Is that correct? Yeah, I think it is. 435-2041. That's the number to call. And yeah, give me a call. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller. Caller, good morning.
Mr. Joseph, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
I'd like to correct that gentleman there, Brother Sandyford. No, when the party was formed after the turmoil in Grenada, it was called the New National Party. There was a division within the party, and there was some conflict there. The new leadership went into Keith Mitchell's hand, and Herbie pulled out his little team and he went to form the National Party, TNP. That's how it works.
Caller, is that the time? That was when the late then Ben Jones was involved with the TNP as well, right?
That's correct, because yes, that's correct. After Blaze's passing, he took it over. So it was NNP, the original party, which was formed not here in Grenada, but the Yankee brought them in one of the islands in the Caribbean, in the Grenadines there, and they do. Mr. Joseph, so many other things to talk about, but I hear you throwing out ideas which need to be spoken about. The visit of the delegation, a huge delegation, and some of them went in other places prior, They didn't tell us that until yesterday's news who went in Benin and where and whatnot and whatnot. No, it's some part of Africa. I asked myself, why is it they're not talking the truth and telling the people as things are in this here country? But the time will come, don't worry that. But you know, Mr. Joseph, there is a powerful issue in this country that nobody wants to talk about, and I'm wondering why I don't raise it for open debate also. That is the issue of the constitutionality of Grenada as it relates to quote-unquote its political independence as a sovereign nation state. What do you reckon, Mr. Joseph? Why don't we get a team of constitutional gurus, for instance, Francis Alexis Lawrence Joseph, Ruggles Ferguson, and what's the other one named Jimmy Bristol and so on, James Bristol, to come on public radio and talk about this matter, have a couple of questions to throw out to them, so at least the Grenadian people cannot, well, at least the dupe, the farce would end. No, we're going to celebrate 51 years of political independence, Mr. Joseph. This is a powerful issue which needs to be thrown out for public debate also. 51 years of independence, and nobody can show me the Constitution Act, nobody can show me the Independence Act, and all those who know, including the Grenada Monarchist League and the Bar Association of Grenada, nobody wishes to talk about it. What do you reckon, Mr. Joseph?
I do believe that.
Have a nice day.
I believe, citizen, before you run off, I will endeavor, because you're not the only person who is clamoring about the Constitution and so forth. So I will endeavor at a later date to bring on.
They're going to fire you, eh? Be careful what you do. They don't want to talk about it. I'm warning you, it's a risk.
Anytime they fire me, citizens are coming and sit down by you for the whole day and get more educated.
I want you to come and sit down and teach you a couple of things about the pronunciation.
Yes,
I'm serious about it. You're failing there still. But that's not what we're here for this morning. I see this as most important in this country. Listen, Mr. Joseph, we spent $22.5 million within a year and a half past there to celebrate independence. Nobody gives a count for that. Were we independent? We independent, but my Lord of mercy, I can go on. Have a nice day, Mr. Joseph, for what it's worth.
Have a good one to caller. All right, folks, it's 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. That is the time. Let's head back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Morning, innocent, and morning to your listeners and viewers.
Welcome.
First of all, Mr. Rowe was right in terms of the name of the political party. You see, people get mixed up. And maybe last week when we had... Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear, caller. Loud and clear.
Yeah, when we had the PRO of the NNP, one of the things that he said that it will be setting up an institute so that they can teach the history of the NNP. And I was hoping that I could get on to tell him that they should first of all let people know, and I've indicated that NNP is a foreign entity that was formed in Union Island by the Republican Party of the USA, which Donald Trump now leads. But it was the NNP, the Grenada National Party,
the GNP,
Grenada National Party, the National Democratic Party that is led by Bizan, the Grenada Democratic Union, the Grenada Democratic, whatever it's called, led by Francis Alexis.
People's National Movement. Isn't the PNM?
The GDM, Grenada Democratic Movement, something like that.
Okay.
No, maybe not failing me. But the other one was the Grenada, led by Winston White, but he pulled out in the end. But Dr. Mitchell was nowhere in the fray in terms of the leadership of Francis Alexis. People tend to forget that. And there's a history why there's a history why Dr. Mitchell became leader, and we know, it's in the shadow of darkness anyway. So we hope that when they do the institute, that they will let people know that the NNP is a foreign entity, which to me is a cousin of Grenada. But I want to leave that there. When we come to the constitutionality of Grenada, I remember somewhere in 1994 when the late Honorable George Bizan was sworn into as Prime Minister. I made a call on GBN program to the point that time Troy Garvey was the host, and I said that it's ridiculous in 1994 we were still swearing allegiance to the Queen. And remember I was very cool. No, Grenada is in the Commonwealth, and so I said, yes, so was Pakistan, so was Nigeria, and some, but they don't swear allegiance to the Queen. And the thing that we still have an eternal misunderstanding of processes and how, we should understand things. And it's unfortunate that our early leaders had people believing that we were independent, just like in the French West Africa, where one of the things that the French did when they were granting independence to those countries, they had this clause also that says that they will remain in perpetual colonization. So the same thing with the Commonwealth, that is perpetual colonization we're in. And we need to clarify that. So we need probably to have real discussion on this thing. Finally, in a sense, we need to factor in, and I'm glad that the police did say that they are concerned about what is happening in Trinidad. Yesterday, the state of emergency was extended by the next 3 months. We need to be mindful of that and see how we can ensure that we do not close our eyes while we allow the worst thing to happen to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Have a great one. Folks, it's 23 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's accommodate this call via our WhatsApp platform. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Innocent.
Hi, welcome.
As far as I could remember, this NNP was the GNP. The GNP. In the days of GNP. Grenada National Party.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Was the GNP.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's go back to the phone line and say, good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Joseph.
Hi, welcome to the program.
Good morning, and good morning to Grenada. I was listening to you speaking of the workers who cannot go to the financial institutions to get any financial support, any financial help. Contract work has been around for a very long time, and some people look at contract work as a bad thing. But the problem with contract work is the terms and conditions of the contract that puts persons in a bad position. So one of the things I would like the relevant authorities and employers to look into is persons who are performing duties or performing jobs that require a lasting basis. It's something that you do is needed, and you do it frequently. They should consider either there's something called permanent employment contract, which has
could you repeat that last part?
Permanent employment contract.
Okay.
So there's something called permanent employment contract, which has no end date. There's no set end date for the contract, but you're still on a contractual basis. So the employers or the relevant authority should consider those or fixed sum contracts where you have someone on a contract, let's say for 20 years. I'm sure if the financial institution know that there's a person who's on a contract for 20 years straight, and they employ 20 years straight, they have a fixed term contract, I'm sure they will be willing to consider giving them some financial support rather than you have someone who is on a 1 year, 2 year contract and you're not sure if it's going to be renewed in the next year or if they're going to renew it in the next 2 years. But if you have a 20-year contract, maybe let's say to maintain the roads or to do something that is needed, I think this should be taken into consideration, because this is a real problem in Grenada. And I've got a lot of persons, a lot of young people, complain and say, that they go to the institutions and because they have a 1 year or 2 year or 3 year contract, they're not really getting the help. So I think this should be considered, either a fixed term contract or a permanent employment contract.
Let me ask you this, because in speaking with that person, I said to them, I do not see it being such of a big problem of keeping, especially those who are involved in the road maintenance. Why can't they be drafted in, let's say, to the public under public works? Because they are constantly, every day of the week, even sometimes on weekends, you find them doing what we call the patching of the road. So I would think that having them under the public works department would be a good thing.
Yeah, and that's something I clamored for a long time too. Bring back the public works because the roads, the trees, the overhangings. These are things that need maintenance every day because there's different seasons here. Dry season, rainy season, and these things need maintenance. As we live, as we wake, as we get up, these things need maintenance. So one of the things I've said before is, especially the unions and other institutions who deal with labor, should consider having a conversation where persons who require permanency, your job requires permanency, make them permanent. Not everyone wants to be on permanent establishment. There are persons who will say, well, okay, I'll serve in this capacity for 10 years and then I'll transition and maybe go on my own or open my own business and so. So not everyone wants to be on a permanent establishment, but identify persons who are in the system performing duties that requires permanency and make them permanent. Or, as I've said, you give them a permanent employment contract where there's no set end date, and you make the terms and conditions attractive. So when these persons go to the financial institutions, then they'll say, okay, right, well, we see you have a 20-year or 25-year contract, and this is the term, this is the conditions, and it looks attractive, so yes, we will try to facilitate you. So the whole thing is, having a conversation, sitting down and trying to negotiate and see what is the best plan for the employees, because the reality is not everyone, the government, whether it be government or not everyone will be able to be on permanent status. Yeah. Because we also have to look at the feasibility, the wage bill. We have to look at other, international relations and all those mitigating factors.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, caller. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, folks. It's 29 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's entertain this call before we head into a commercial break. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Innocent.
Hi, welcome to the program, man.
Okay, I want to do a little bit of history, but what I want to say is, it's not America anymore. When China sneezes, we catch the cold now. It changed.
I like this.
Thank you.
I like this.
Yeah, what I want to go back into this, Mr. Jimmy Carter. I knew him when as a young boy. They used to come to Grenada every year around in the 50s and 60s.
That's the late U.S. president?
Yeah. Okay. You may not know that, but I grew up in the leper settlement.
In the 50s, I would have been maybe about 17 years old.
Yeah, so in the 50s, 60s, they used to come to visit the leper settlement. They had a leper settlement and quarantine station. So where the leper was, my grandmother was a matron and my grandfather was the strode. So they used to come every year as missionaries to minister to these patients with other friends. And from there, sometimes they go over to quarantine because quarantine has closed down already. And then they had the caretaker over there, Mr. Weeks, and so they used to go and still minister to these people. But people you may not know, but they did a lot for comforting for different members of family in Grenada from all over Grenada, even from Carriacou, because I knew a lot of the patients that was there because we used to interact with them. So that I thank them for the good they did for our families, really, parents and things.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, caller. 29 minutes on to 8 o'clock. We take a commercial break. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
Grenadians, the National Celebrations Committee invites you to celebrate the next 50, embracing a future of development, transformation, and unity as we ready ourselves to mark the Grenada's 51st anniversary of independence. On February 7th, 2025, activities include the Independence Monarch Competition semifinals, January 25th at Lassaget's Playing Field, with the final carded for Saturday, February 1st at the Sutters Bus Terminal. National Church Service, February 2nd, 3 p.m., Crossview RC Church. February 6th, National Colors Day, Interministerial Competition and Independence Cultural Extravaganza from 7 p.m. at the Grenfell Bus Terminal. And on Friday, 7th, it's the grand finale at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium, the Independence Day Rally, Military Parade, and Made in Grenada Expo. Let's all celebrate in true Grenadian unity, the anniversary of our 51st independence.
Grenada is such a beautiful country.
Grenada is indeed beautiful and worth exploring. We firmly believe that you should be allowed to do so. Why not explore Grenada with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours? Whether you decide to explore Grenada with your family, spouse, or large group of friends, we are ready to welcome you. Our tours are guaranteed to leave you with wonderful memories of Grenada if you are visiting and excitement if you live here. Book a tour with us now by visiting our website www.jamessvcs.com. Call 1473-442-3769 or email info@jamessvcs.com. James Services Corp Off-Road Tours.
I am Dennis James Williams, owner and director of James Services Corp. Looking forward to welcoming you to the beautiful island of Grenada to explore with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours. See you soon.
Explore our beautiful island of Grenada from an angle that is unique and off-road, but equally fun. We are 100% family-friendly tours.
Get so much more with Quartz Ready Finance. Whether it's a furniture upgrade or appliance replacement, it's easy when you shop using Quartz Ready Finance. Get more flexibility by choosing your payment terms, more affordability with low monthly payments, and more access with fast and easy application. Plus, there's no down payment and you make your first payment in 30 days. Get great deals and gifts with select purchase. Get so much more with Quartz Ready Finance. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
I am Audrey Jackson.
I'm Greg Jackson.
On February 19th at 4 a.m., a gun was used to take my son from me. You know him.
And welcome back. It's 26 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Let's head straight to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning to you, sir.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. Now, all this thing about contract and it stems from closing the public works, huh? And now we see the value of the public works and people are calling for it, but back then it was a happy thing for all of the people. Yeah. What concerns me most, sir, it has to do with the crime in Trinidad and Tobago that we all picking up now. But way back when I had been saying the same thing. Watch Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Guyana, and the rest. We're getting there. You see, we were not looking at or paying attention to what was happening in the region. And as a result of that, we caught with our pants down, as I said. Now look at the kind of crime that is coming in Grenada here now. We talking. How do we solve the problem? We still, at the back of that, And it's something that I was very, very concerned about also, which is the CSME. I raised this matter with Mr. Joseph when, there was the height of this discussion, and I begged him, please, don't go into this CSME with Grenada, because I see these cross-border crime coming in. And he told me, we're going to put measures in place. I said, sir, you're going to take strong people to put on the back of weak people, because we are weaker economically. These people, the first people that will be transit to Grenada is the criminal. Everybody wants to get rid of the criminal, so they'll give them a free pass. You see what we have now? You see what we're grappling with now? How do we solve this? I am asking the government once again to please get us out of the CSME. It is not necessary. We don't need to do that. Once we have trade and we have a passport, we're good to go. You see, politicians make decisions without proper consultation. When they leave office, they will say, well, we make mistake. Yes, we told you I was making a mistake, but you wasn't listening. Again, there's a mistake. They wasn't listening. And now we have this serious thing in our hand that is threatening our economy and our livelihood. I want them to take note. A word to the wise is sufficient. Listen to the citizens when we are talking. See beyond what we are saying, because you are leaders, so that we will not find ourselves in these dire situations. Bring back the public works and bring back the constant daily paid work. That is where we have to solve the problem. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you very much, wise one. Have a good one yourself. It's 23 minutes after on to 8 o'clock. Let me just take some of the comments. Innocent, I doubt the Prime Minister would do anything to endanger his life and the life of his staff. I read an article the other day said that a lot of news of a virus outbreak in China is just propaganda. I could be wrong, or somebody is lying. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Joseph. How are you, sir?
I am alive and thankful. How about you?
I'm pretty good. I'm doing what I have to do and what I have a passion for doing.
Well, that's good. That's where the beauty lies, when you're doing what you're passionate about.
Exactly. That's where progress comes in.
Like coming here with you in the morning. That's my passion.
Thank you very much. And I hope you grow from strength to strength.
Well, I'm trying my best.
God bless you.
Good, thanks.
Mr. Joseph, we as a people, we must be cognizant about two things. Whether we live or whether we die. So that will help us to position ourselves as individuals and as a nation. Now, for years, this country as a nation is down. And it shows itself in all forms. This morning you're dealing about contract, short-term contract, whatever. You're dealing about poverty, you're dealing about crime, you're dealing about financing, you're dealing about... So it's the life of the nation. Now, when a people, a nation, and namely leaders or so-called leaders, cannot distinguish between national interests and petty party political interests. I repeat, when leaders or so-called leaders and nationals cannot distinguish between national interests and the petty party political interests, that is chaos. So Grenada is in chaos. Now let me show you something simple. Contract. Individuals in the community come to the public at the constitutionally due time, whatever that time is, and they ask for a contract to lead the country, to manage the country. And the people who then would be the employer give them a 5-year contract. based on the Constitution. As soon as they get the contract and they get into office or position, they have power. And what you see they're doing? 1 year contract, 1 year contract, 1 year contract.
So they get a 5-year contract and they come in turn dishing out 1 year contracts.
Yeah, where's the moral obligation? Where's the corporate responsibility? Mr. Joseph, I would say, and I would say, and I would say, as a people, we have to wake up. Mr. Zoid, let me stop there. Let me go and do what I'm passionately doing.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Have a good day. Folks, it's 19 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Good morning, Spice Queen. How are you doing? Diane Thomas says, yes, caller. We have to step up our security, especially our borders. Pray for Trinidad. Now, while at this, we keep hearing Trinidad. There are other regional territories that have serious crime issues as well. Some of them, they're not, they're mostly tourist based, so they're not publicizing the crimes as much as what we're hearing out of Trinidad. So don't just think it's Trinidad, it's a Trinidad thing. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Innocent, and how are you today?
I am alive and very thankful. How about you?
I'm alive and thankful too. I have nothing to complain about. What I was going to say is that I don't know why some of these brains people don't leave Grenada alone and let Grenada strive peacefully and calm and pray for it instead of making all kind of nonsense saying about this and that and economy and this and that and don't go to CSME and all kind of things. So we understand what the region is about. We don't understand why you call this server region, why you incorporate all our countries together. It is make it easier for your country. Grenada is a little dot. And if we don't show up ourselves, we get left behind in every single way. So let the local country alone and pray for it and support it in all different ways. But you see, most of them speaking because they had a little brain and they want to go how they want it to go. If you don't go how they want it to go, Grenada suffering, Grenada falling down, Grenada going back down. Why do not leave Grenada alone and pray for it and help it to build it instead of I'll have some negative comment about it? This and they're fretting me and they're upsetting me when I get in this stupidness. Leave Grenada alone, let Grenada grow peacefully and help it to grow instead of because they have a sense to come and make us but I understand how long would be.
Do raise your pressure now, Papi. 17 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Some people are really, really passionate in what they believe in. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Hi, good morning, sweetheart. How are you?
I am alive and thankful. How about you?
I'm all right. We have a special topic this morning. I joined you a little bit late.
Yes and no. Some of the concerns people are having as it relates to one, the current Grenada delegation in China. People are concerned that there's an outbreak, a virus outbreak in China now, and they're concerned about it spreading. Also, some people are concerned about the people who do road repairs.
I wanted to speak a little on pension.
Okay, go right ahead.
The pension age in Grenada was 50 years. And that really makes me believe we don't have a constitution now. We have something that you could change anytime you want because that happened. The NNP went in Parliament and put on the book as a politician, every 2 terms you make, you qualify for a pension, and that stand. We didn't have no query about that. I wonder if these people and them, because at that time the age was 50 years. Right now, some people are walking towards 65 now before they qualify for a pension. But these people and them, they qualify. The pension is waiting at them because some of them don't have 50 years yet. So I'm wondering if they're going to make a change, let them reach 65, or if when they reach the 50 years, they're going to give them the pension. I don't know. I just wish that could happen. But I find it so unfair now. Everybody talking about constitution now law break. Why some people could break the law of the constitution to suit their own, and now you're hearing people breaking the law of the constitution. I find it so biased on the hands of some of us in this country is too much. Because right now, you walk in 65 years before you receive your pension now. Some people even have 40, 50 years yet and the pension secure. Anybody looking into the interest of this? Come on and find more we live, more we learn. And we're learning very well because we're listening to the brighter people on there. And sometimes I find that those want to puppy show us with the law.
Okay.
And I'm calling on now, so I find now I don't believe they get in the report that pipe bust, but in a sense, since August a pipe bust in Mount Parnassus in the cocoa.
That pipe have fixed yet?
They fix one, and in a sense, long to Sunday apart. And if you see water, this one like it buried down, so it don't make it no noise. But if you walk close to the road, you could see that gallons of water going down on the same line. In a sense, since August. Come on.
Yeah,
now, I wondering if they didn't have people that retire in the area, what they could do. Have these people and them could go wrong, give people in the community their number so they could call them and let them know, well, this is the situation, this pipe was so much more. So these people and them know if they had to get the material now, so I could supply them with the material and do the work, because in a sense sometimes people don't have no water and you have water pipe was for over 4 months now. This is ridiculous.
Okay.
So I want them to have people to go around. Sometimes they don't have enough workers or what the case may be, but let us try to save water.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good one. All right, nice. Alison Cox Aspland says, Grenada is moving forward. It is now a cosmopolitan country. Development is in all countries comes with a cost. Nothing can ever be as it was back in the days. Let's accommodate this WhatsApp call before we head into a final commercial break. Good morning, caller. Caller, good morning.
Mr. Eno.
How are you doing?
How are you doing, sir?
I am doing fine. How about you?
Well, glad to hear that you heard me.
Nice.
You know, one of the gentlemen who call you relative people or ministers on 5-year contract and so on. Very interesting conversation. And it ties back with pledge or present minister for on election campaign. Wait, that there is
caller, for some reason your connection is really bad. Yeah, you're breaking up. So we cannot get the continuity.
Are you hearing me better now?
Yes, I am hearing you now. But go ahead.
Are you hearing me better now?
Yes, go ahead.
Right. The present finance minister in the election campaign made a pledge on the campaign trail, saying that there is no need for a parallel public service in this country, so that if they become government, that people will be made permanent. That was pledged by the present finance minister.
That's the Honorable Dennis Cornwall.
Dennis Cornwall, my good friend. So you have him on a 5-year contract, at least, maybe, and then they are making sure that they put people on permanency contract-wise in this country. This is why that recent bill was made. So
which one? The pension reform bill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the pension reform bill. Because he promised that there would be no parallel public service in this country. So that the gentleman who made that point about a 5-year contract the ministers are on, and here you have they may giving people 1-year contract and so on. But an interesting thing that came up this morning by a lot of your callers, or a few of your callers, is that whole issue of the history of some of the political parties in Grenada. And this year, just yesterday, I was dealing with that as a subject matter. The party that became the GNP, which Mr. Blaze became the leader of, was initiated by Dr. Watts. Dr. Watts is not particularly a politician, as you would know. So he talked to Mr. Blaze, and Mr. Blaze became the leader of the GNP party. The GNP party, in the process of the 1983 debacle, along with another party called the NDC party and the GDM party, came to form what is called the NNP. But here it is. Do you know that the NDC party was initiated by Mr. Boson, Anthony Boson, and Mr. Joseph, and what's his name again?
I don't know who.
That he's from Riverside. He died recently. The owner of Ideal Bakery. My two good friends.
Winston. Not Winston White.
No. Joseph.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well,
yes, I know. I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name.
The owner of Ideal Bakery.
Yes.
Right. I don't know how comes all of a sudden his name slipping me. But these are the two guys who initiated the NDC party. They called on Mr. Brizan to take the leadership of the party. I could tell you that because I spoke to two of them one day in Latas by Miss Toussaint shop, and they spoke to me about the whole idea that they had and what they intend to do. Now, when initially they came together to form what is the NNP, Mr. Blaze was chosen as the head. Now, there's a confusion that is keep happening in Grenada, where they saying that Kit Mitchell sabotaged the leadership of Mr. Blaze and take over the party. Let me tell you all people, Mr. John Watts, the very John Watts who initiated the GNP party that Mr. Blaze became the leader of, was the one who initiated that Kit Mitchell should now be the leader of the NNP party. The NNP party. Dr. John Watts was the one who initiated it.
So he made that he made that submission in a convention?
He was the one who proposed that Kit Mitchell become the new leader of the party.
Okay.
Because Mr. Blaze, and Mr. Blaze was my favorite prime minister. Let me say that. But Mr. Blaze was getting very frail at the time. Mr. Blaze was very weak. Mr. Blaze was sick. And not long after he died. And then you have people talking about Kit Mitchell killed Mr. Blaze and this kind of. That's a whole set of nonsense. At the time, Mr. Blaze could not have handled the situation.
Okay.
And Dr. John Watts, who was the one who, like I said, initiated the GNP that Mr. Blaze became the leader of, was the one who initiated that Kit Mitchell should now become the leader of the NNP party.
Okay.
People need to understand that.
All right. Thank you for the bit of history.
Confusion.
I said thank you for the bit of history. We have a commercial break to take. All right?
Yeah, take it.
Thank you very much for your historic review. Folks, we take a final commercial break and then we come back and do the wrap. It's 6 minutes on to 8 o'clock.
Take the first step to whom you're with.
I am Audrey Jackson.
I'm Greg Jackson.
On February 19th at 4 a.m., a gun was used to take my son from me. You know him as Pop Smoke. We call him Shar. Because of gun violence, I'll never see my son run up the front of our steps, taking them two at a time. He won't ever take my hands again and dance with me. He won't come into my room and muscle pose in the mirror. Gun violence destroys families. It must stop.
These chefs and mixologists produce their creative best for their biggest party yet. This steel band has been making a difference for over 40 years. An island filled with beauty, a vibrant culture, and an iconic natural attraction. Now, where can this be? It's all next on this station.
It's clearly documented that we have been having, as a planet, an increase in incidence of cancers. So remember, cancer is a genetic disease.
When you now look at somebody's DNA or their genetics, it can tell you everything about a person. So what we use next generation sequencing to do in particular is to look at hereditary cases of diseases.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
All right, it's just 2 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Well, let's just do the wrap. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Innocent.
Hi, welcome to the program.
Thank you. You see how important it is for people to be listening and to rebut to some of the comments that people made. The first gentleman who called your program this morning, I won't go into details, the information that he was giving about the NMP and whatever. It's so important that people listen and to counter those things so the truth could get out. But I want to make a point.
You had to be brief, eh?
Yes, this notion that we should get out of the CSME, this is a madman's suggestion. It cannot be coming from someone who is sane. And we are not talking about a renegotiation of some of the terms and conditions. Yes, I know Grenada and a lot of the OECS countries are small and they don't have the lateral like Jamaica, Guyana, and Barbados and whatever. But a removal coming out of the CSME, this has to be a madman. Thank you. And have a good morning.
Have a good one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, good morning. As you say, Mad, I just want to reach out and say good morning to two good friends of mine, Curtis, Peck, Philip, and Pato out there in our pursuit. They would know why I'm laughing. Good morning. Good morning, folks. It's just about the time when we've got to wrap the program. It's just about time for us to head on to the BBC. Thank you very much for your participation and your contribution this morning. And if the good Lord spare our lives, we'll have another one tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.